When you draw your character in different angles, does it break the design? Whenever you draw emotions that distort the face of your character, does it put them off model? Maybe while you're drawing, your style changes from panel to panel unintentionally. Consistency is a technical skill that comes after the design, and I haven't really seen a lot of people talking about this, so hopefully this video helps you. I've talked about the repeatability of your character being very important, but what does that actually mean? Right here, you can see my character Stud from my series Hammer, and in every single panel, you know that it's actually him. There are a few panels that I drew a very, very long time ago, for instance, this one right here, but for the most part, his face looks exactly the same. And even more than that, his hairstyle is so recognizable that you instantly know that's Stud Hammer. No matter how big his smile was, or how much he's frowning or crying or being hurt or anything in that nature, that you would know instantly that's Stud Hammer. That's what I mean by consistency. From panel to panel to panel to panel, you don't want your character's model to change. This is one of the main reasons why I thought having a simplistic design style is the best way for me. If I drew Stud in this super detailed way, compared to how I actually draw him in every single chapter, it would take so long to actually finish up a chapter. I didn't mind drawing him in this way because it was a cool illustration, but it just took a lot longer than it normally does, one. And two, there's so much more detail. I had to make sure that all the stitches look the same in every single panel. How many pockets does he have? For his hairstyle, should I just have the 2 spikes right here, the one in the middle and the 2 on the sides? Or should I have 7 in front with several other ones that are popping up from the side? Like, you see, it's so much that you have to think about. And if you want every single panel to look exactly the same, then you need to make sure that you count every individual strand. You don't have to do that, obviously, but I like consistency. If he's going to have 5 in one panel, he should have 5 in the next panel, and so on and so forth, as opposed to 5 on one panel and then only 3 in another panel, and so on and so forth. I don't like that. Sometimes it happens, but I try to avoid it as much as possible, which is, again, why I said simplicity is key, in my opinion. I think that regardless of whether or not your character design is very detailed or very simplistic, I think having some type of turnaround is a really good idea. I drew this turnaround a very long time ago. I'm sure if I drew it again, it would probably look a little different. But as you can tell, I have Stud. He's actually even acting on this. So you can see his body language. He's like kind of nervous, but he's like, oh, okay, well, whatever. But regardless, you can tell that the way he has his strap, it's always going to be on the right side. The way he has the dangling strap, that's always going to be on the left side. You can see his color designs. You can see his facial features and all of the expressions that he has right here, especially this one, which is very exaggerated. Creating a turnaround for your character is a great way of creating a reference point for yourself. That way you can make sure that you're always on model. Now, obviously, as you get older and you draw more and more, your art style is probably going to change. It's going to evolve into a more solid version of what you started off with. And that's okay. It doesn't necessarily always need to stay exactly the same, but it should be consistent enough to where whoever is looking at your character will instantly know this is that same character. A perfect example is Luffy or Naruto. You can see how they evolved throughout the entire series, but at the end of the day, they are basically the same as they were from the very beginning. Obviously, Kishimoto and Oda's styles had gotten better over the years and a little bit more refined with their art styles, but like I said, consistency with these characters stayed the same. So here are a few things that I think that you can do to practice consistency with your characters. Hopefully, if you've watched the entire course up to this point, you have been constantly practicing by sketching out your characters over and over and over and over again. You just need to keep on doing that. Draw your character with the same facial expression 10 times. Then switch it up and draw it again 10 times. And then switch it up again and draw it again 10 times. That's the bare minimum. It should be probably even more than that, but you want to get used to drawing your character super happy, super sad, mildly sad, extremely angry, confused, surprised, scared even. You want to get used to drawing your character in every possible emotion that you can think of, so that way when the time comes for you to draw your character in that emotion, they look the same that they did when they were happy. Not like their emotion, but you get what I'm saying. If you look at me, I'm super happy right here, but I'm really sad right
hear.
It's still me. You can tell that it's my face that's doing these things. And that's my point. Consistency. I really hope that helped you when it comes to actually designing your character. But now it's time to talk about building your character's personality. Stay tuned.